Ready?
More than ready. You can kick it off.
Now then, YouTube, what's going on, Lankofski, and welcome back to Lew Lank On Ahsoka. I am once again joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Lubicon. Say hello, Lubicon.
Hello.
Short and sweet, as always. Today, we are obviously doing a recap of episode 4. Watch episode 4. No spoilers, but watch episode 4. It is literally, it's just titled, what, chapter 4 or episode?
Fallen Jedi. No, it's titled The Fallen Jedi.
I didn't say that on mine. So yeah, episode 4, chapter 4, whatever it is, The Fallen Jedi, and we'll kick off straight into it. Right at the start of the episode, you're going through the middle of a ship, and Huyang and Sabine are trying to fix the ship so they can contact Hera and the rest of the fleet. Trying different things, obviously not working. Quick side note on that. David Tennant voices Huyang.
Yeah, I said this last episode.
Did you?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have known that. I feel like I'd have paid more attention to that.
I did definitely say this because you were like, I thought I heard him.
Okay.
I said he voiced him in Clone Wars, and I said I wouldn't.
Oh, did he do it in Clone Wars as well? Oh,
yeah,
okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I wasn't sure if it was this. Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops for this.
Yeah, I've got a legit man crush on David Tennant. Yes, anyway, so yeah, they're trying to fix the ship from the inside and goes wrong. Yeah, and then where are we? Ahsoka puts. Oh yeah, Ahsoka and Sabine have a little chat, and she puts forward the idea of if they can't get the coordinates for the map to jump, or they can't jump, as in the good guys. She puts forward to she puts forward to Sabine the whole nobody jumps, as in we are going to destroy the map, so good guys and bad guys that can't jump, and then Sabine has the whole shocked face because Ezra. So I mean,
it is very much it's my ball, and if I can't go, then nobody can play.
She has got a bit of a. I know what she means, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah, so it's like, it's on Satos, and they're just arguing, and obviously, and then she asks her the question. She's like, if the time comes, will you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you? And she's like, yeah, 100%. And it'll be interesting to see if she keeps that promise.
And then, did that happen outside of a ship or inside of a ship? I can't remember.
They were fixing the ship, and then it's where's Ahsoka, and she's outside the ship, and then Sabine's like stood in the ship but looking out.
Oh yeah, that's it. And then Huyang comes out and breaks the awkward silence and starts repairs on the outside of a ship. And then just, on a hostile world with enemies about, Huyang is just left outside by himself with his back turned, working on a ship. And I mean, the inevitable happens where
it's the timing, though.
Yeah, it is the timing.
Finishes the repairs, and it's.
We are jumping a little bit ahead. After Huyang is left alone, the camera sort of zooms out, and you get an appearance of one of the assassin droids that is like in the forest, like overwatching him.
In the tree line,
yeah, in the tree line. That's the correct word for it. And then we get the first appearance of our Queen, our lady, our goddess, Shinhati.
Everybody's favourite.
I am fully invested in her now. If she unalives, I'm gonna be fucking fuming. That's all I'm gonna say. And then it cuts to the title screen, and then you can take it from here, Lou.
So yeah, it's just him fixing the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, he fixes the ship, and then wouldn't you know, timing wise, just in time, he turns around because he has a hunch, and what would you know, he gets into a fight with one of the assassin droids. And
pretty good fight as well, for me. Pretty good fight. I like it.
I wasn't expecting like a droid fight. But,
Yeah, same.
It's good unexpected. So they're fighting. I like the little quip that he makes where he shouts for help and he kind of shushes him like.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that just says a lot about your sex life.
No. We don't judge on this stream. We're not stream on this video.
Mate, anyway. I'm into everything. For right money, I'm into all.
Be careful saying that, Lank, in 2023.
That's a good point. Right, anyway, moving on swiftly.
So he's struggling. He can't call for help because the droid's stopping him. So he uses the safe word and cuts the wiring. And Sabine, who's not the best of friends with him, complains that he's like basically fucked it up. And and then Ahsoka's like, he makes no mistakes. So they rush out to the rescue. And they're surrounded. But it's not all droids, is it?
No,
Humans, like, well, aliens.
Yeah.
Sentient beings.
Yeah, like living beings. Yeah, I noticed that as well. But I thought that were a bit strange. I thought it were just all assassin droids. But yeah, basically Ahsoka and Sabine come out and help clear up is what I have got in my notes.
They tag team. You see the chemistry and they work together. You know, it's fun. Sabine is very much more Mandalorian at this point than she is Jedi, but Ahsoka is being. And Ahsoka's using both her lightsabers, which is a precursor to something else.
Yeah, we'll get onto that a bit later on. But yeah, I find that a little bit weird. Yeah. And then after the droids and the sentient beings are unalived, they have a quick look around, and then we have a skip over to Hera, who is going AWOL off of a command ship because she wants to go track down Sabine and Ahsoka and help them out. Because obviously in the last episode we had the what could you say? We had the meeting with the
New Republic.
Yeah, senators. Like the senators. Yeah, I was going to say council, but I didn't think it was really a council. And they poo-pooed the idea of going to help. I could have said turn down, but I like the word poo-poo. So, yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah,
Thrawn's not back.
Thrawn's not back, even though that is, let's just err on the side of caution, shall we?
Do you not think it like strikes of like Harry Potter, where it's like Voldemort's not back, and then it's going to be the big moment where it's like he's back.
Yeah, it's like what could possibly go wrong? That bridge looks like it's going to collapse. It can't collapse. Okay.
So Herrera.
She's a Scum fan.
Rojo.
Fucking Rojo!
Hera gets a band of rebels, was in the rebels, who disobey orders, and they set off with Jason to go and assist Ahsoka and Sabine, even though they don't know where they are. They know roughly where they are, but
yeah, I thought that were a bit weird as well. We do
get
their
last known location.
Yeah, that is true. We get a appearance from Carson. What's his surname?
I had it a minute ago.
Yeah,
Carson Teva.
Yeah, it was in the Mandalorian, and he teamed up with a Mandalorian for a couple of episodes, didn't he? Or one episode. It was a New Republic fighter.
There was a few because he was the one who flew in to ask Mando to save people, to save the people of whatever the planet's called.
Yeah, he tried pulling him over first, didn't he? When he had what was his first?
Yeah, he was the first one to pull over in the
What was his ship called?
Oh, you're killing me now.
Can't remember. It wasn't the yellow one. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, we get a first appearance from Carson, and is it the Phoenix Squadron? Is it the Phoenix Squadron? Or the Phoenix Squad, the X-Wings that go along with it? Yeah, I thought it was. So we get a appearance from them, and they shoot off into light speed, and we cut to the evil witch lady and Bale and Skull talking about the galaxy jump, and we're trying to work out how the coordination, or how to calculate coordinations for the jump. Bale and Skull is very against, oh no, it's a bit not curious, what's the word? It's a bit, I can't think of a word. My mind's gone now. is wary. Is wary of a situation because he said if we miss by even a little bit, we'll end up lost in the void. And she's just like, I'm a witch, bitch. Hey, that rhymed.
Yeah.
And so they're having a little chinwag, and then we have. This is where it starts getting good. So basically, it's after the Sabine and Ahsoka and Huyang have taken out all the droids and sentient beings, and so they are now. We go running off through the forest to stop the evil witch lady and Bale and Skull and so forth. And we cut from Bale and Skull and the evil witch lady back to Sabine and Ahsoka running through the forest, where they stop abruptly in their tracks, and we are met by the queen, the goddess, the most beautiful girl in the world. Yes, Shin Hati and the Inquisitor.
Marek.
Who?
Marek.
I did put well, my notes say Ahsoka and Sabine versus Sexy Bad Girl and Inquisitor, but apparently at first it did say Sexy Bad Girl and Starkiller. So you can hope. Disney's not going to ruin everything, have they? Anyway, yes, big lightsaber duel kicks off between the four of them, and this is where the episode goes from like 5 or 10 to like 1,000, and it fucking best episode ever. I've held that in for so long.
So it's like the fight initially starts as like a foursome, but then we split off into 2-2s.
Yeah, it was weird. I found as well that I don't know whether they did it on purpose, that Shin Hati sort of distracted Sabine and ran off, and those two fought, and Ahsoka fought the Inquisitor.
Yeah, I think the first thing that came to my mind is Ahsoka uses one lightsaber instead of her two.
Exactly.
It's a very big why.
Mm-hmm.
That raises questions that I don't think nobody was asking. It's just a weird one.
Yeah.
And then they're fighting, and you can definitely tell there's almost like a rivalry and a hatred between Sabine and Shin Hati now. I don't know why, but they very much seem to be rivals.
I mean, if I was Shin Hati, I'd be pissed off as well, because people don't die after they get stabbed. Or do they? Dun dun dun.
Anyway, Shin Hati and Sabine are fighting.
At this point, I am rooting for Shin Hati. Not gonna lie, I am all for her. My chips are fucking all over the table at this point.
But the fight starts with Sabine in her Mandalorian armor, and she's fighting with obviously the Mando gun and all that. And then she like knocks her helmet off.
She gets thrown into it. Shin Hati forces her into a tree, and as she lands, her helmet.
Yeah. So then she pulls out her lightsaber, Sabine, and they continue to fight. And she kind of like basically makes a surrender. And then as she like falls, Sabine does the force push. But nothing happens because obviously she's struggling. And Shin Hati kind of just laughs at her, and then she pulls the ace up her sleeve, the rocket, and she fires that at her, and Shin Hati kind of gets, I don't know, bamboozled, I guess is the word.
Yeah, she gets thrown back, don't she? Because when Sabine goes to force push her, Shin Hati just looks at her and goes, "You have no power." And then she like smirks, and then that's when the ace up her sleeve comes out. And it goes back and forth between those two fighting, and then Ahsoka fighting the Inquisitor, Marek, and then obviously Ahsoka dies, so that's that.
The end. Thank you.
Yeah, the end. Credits roll, and there we go.
Yeah, George Lucas comes out riding a Wampa.
No, George Lucas comes out riding fucking Rian Johnson. Throwing bags of money about.
Ahsoka's fighting the Inquisitor, and he does the stupid little thing that they introduced in Rebels. Like, was it Clone? No, it was Rebels, wasn't it? That I absolutely hate.
The spinning.
the spinning.
Yes.
They do the helicopter.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka just kind of smirks at it.
Yeah. Don't you think? Spoilers. The Inquisitor dies. He goes in with a spinny fucking chopper, and she just fucking cuts him. Which, for me, is very reminiscent of when Obi-Wan finished
Obi-Wan
off...
did it a Grievous.
No, not to Grievous, to Maul. I know that Maul wasn't spinning it, but it was the same sort of, like, move. But, like, it struck him down. I thought it were a bit of a hark back to it, but...
I was surprised when they killed Marikoff. They stab him, and I'm like, oh, he's just stabbed. But then... We find, spoiler, all the conspiracy theories of it's Cal Kestis, it's Starkiller, it's Ezra.
Yeah.
You're all wrong, including us. It turns out he was, like, I guess, Night Sister magic?
Yeah, I thought that, because when he sort of gets sliced that way, and then he falls onto the ground, and then he sort of, like, implodes and evaporates.
His soul, like...
Changing
disintegrate.
Disintegrates. It's like fucking when Thanos snaps and everyone just sort of disintegrates. That's what it did, and I was like, that's weird. So
it's a similar effect does when they were talking to them with holograms. It's like that type of effect where they turn into like sand and just disappear.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Interesting that. So I wonder if one of the Night Sisters, not one of the Night Sisters, but part of it.
Well, there's Night Brothers, but yeah, we don't really know who he is still.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone though.
Yeah.
At this point, I was like, they've killed off one of the main characters and not really explained who he is. Where the fuck is this going?
Yeah. He gets killed off. Shin Hati is lightsaber with Sabine, I believe. And she looks over, sees it's been killed off, and smoke bombs and... runs. Assassino, basically. And then we cut to Baylan Skoll and the Evil Witch Lady. The Evil Witch Lady leaves, goes back to her ship, says to Baylan, protect the map while it's pretty much downloading the coordinates, and leaves to go up to her ship. And then we are...
USB.
Yeah, USB 3.2, mate. Come on, fucking hell. And then we get the Ahsoka versus Baylan standoff to an extent. Ahsoka comes out of a forest.
I was just gonna say at this point, Sabine has basically told Ahsoka, "Go and stop Baylan on the map. I've got Shin Hati."
Yeah. So Ahsoka has a chinwag with Baylan. He sort of demonstrates why he's doing what he's doing. Ahsoka obviously does the Jedi way of you do no good, you die now, sort of thing. And to me,
Anakin, though.
Yeah.
He mentions Anakin and how she left the order.
He thought very highly of her and blah blah blah. And then he says something like everyone in the he says Anakin thought very highly of you, or spoke a lot about you. Yeah, and then she turns around and says, well, Anakin never said all about you. Burn, maybe?
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, and then basically they're having a chinwag. Ahsoka goes, no, I'm good guy, kill you, bad guy now. Lights a lightsaber. And to me, at this point, I don't think Baylan wants to fight. I don't know whether that's just me. It feels like he didn't actually want to fight Ahsoka.
No, I think he's not a true Sith in that sense, is he? He just wants to raise the Empire back because he wants some order.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I don't think he wants to fight. I think he's one of those that has obviously survived Order 66 and has seen all the Jedi fall. And he doesn't want any more Jedi to fall. But obviously, unless you see it his way, you are going to fall to an extent.
Sith deals and absolutes.
Yeah, only Sith deals are absolutes. Apart from that Jedi statement, but is an absolute. Hey.
in itself.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And then Ahsoka draws her weapon. Once again, one lightsaber.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Against fucking Bale and Skull. Like, against the Inquisitor, fair enough, but against Bale and Skull, you've only got one lightsaber. But again, when you're fighting fucking assassin droids, you've got both of them out. Why?
Can I just say the sound and the visual design of this is like next level.
Yeah,
it looks and sounds so good.
Absolutely. It was like all of the fights, even Huyang's droid fight, were a sick fight, I thought.
My only issue is the Ahsoka and Balin fight is it's a little slow. A little bit.
It only just started though, that's the thing. It only just started. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So yes, basically Balin and Ahsoka begin to fight, and Ahsoka is pretty much trying to stop the transmission, get the Apple of Eden off the transmitting device or whatever it is.
The Ethernet cable.
Yeah, the Ethernet cable, and they have a bit of a jump around and a hoo-ha, and then Ahsoka actually stops the transmission. She grabs hold of the Apple of Eden, and then it burns her hand or something like that. And
it's like a hot potato.
Yeah, pretty much. When she throws it to the floor and starts wagging her hand about while she's trying to fight Bale and Skull one-handed, one lightsabered.
Oh, hot.
Yeah.
And then Shin Hati appears, and you can see the anguish in Ahsoka's eyes as she believes that this.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's actually a good move. I like that's a good move.
So she manhandles Shin Hati. I can't blame her for that. We've all fought it.
Yeah. I felt not after she did it, but a bit later on that was like almost a bit of dark side come out in her. Like she used the anger because she didn't just pick her up with force. She fucking flung her into a concrete wall, like into a rock.
She thought she lost Sabine, like she lost Anakin.
Yeah.
She was very much not happy about that. So she thingies her, and then they continue to fight. Balin and Ahsoka, and then Sabine appears. And Ahsoka's like, you must do what I told you to do. It's like, there's no time. You must destroy the Apple of Eden.
Yep.
And then she goes for a ride.
Yeah, basically, they're on the... Which were a good word I found out from one of the characters. I can't remember. I think it was Eva, which lady. The henge. With a little monument where the map was expanding and showing the coordinates. Someone referred to it as a henge. So they were fighting on the edge of the cliff of the henge. Bale and Skull had like Ahsoka like lightsaber down, and she was on the edge. And then Sabine appears. They had the chinwag, and then Bale and Skull just knocks Ahsoka off the edge of the cliff. Like super easy, super easy. And then
credits roll.
Credits roll, game over. Ahsoka's dead for the second time. Everyone who gets stabbed alive, but people who fall off cliffs die. No, not really. Basically, Bale and Skull turns around as Sabine has the Apple of Eden in her hand. Ahsoka did say to destroy it. She has a blaster to the Apple of Eden. And then Bale and Skull sort of tells...
He convinces her, doesn't he?
Yeah, convinces her. Basically, he uses the fact that if she destroys the Apple of Eden, she will never be able to find Ezra. So, sort of blackmails her to an extent. Can you say?
He plays on her feelings.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He plays on her feelings very much like the dark side. He can sense that because there's hesitation when she goes to destroy it, and then she opts to try and stop him, and it's pretty obvious she can't. Yeah. So she threatens to destroy it, and I kind of like coerces her and talks her around. Yeah. And in the end, she gives up the apple. Yeah. If it means that she can save Ezra and possibly be reunited, because he also mentions that her family was killed in the genocides of Mandalore. Yeah. She's like, Ezra is our only family, pretty much, at this point, even though they're not blood related. And then Shin Hati returns, and lucky Sabine gets choked out by her.
Yeah. Just quickly going back, I thought when she was about to hand it over, she was gonna do
I thought she was gonna shoot it.
Yeah, aha! Last minute, I good guy, bang! You go nowhere now. But yeah, she did hand it over. I mean, like Lew said, basically, Bale and Skull has says if you hand over the map, you can come with us and search for Ezra.
You won't be harmed.
Yeah, you won't be harmed. And then from out of nowhere, he gets the Apple of Eden, walks off, and you're looking at Sabine, and then she starts choking. And at this point, I thought it was like Bale and Skull going full on Sith. They want it like the camera pans to the side a little bit, and it's Shin Hati proper choking the shit out of her. Tingles pants.
Jealous, very jealous.
Absolutely.
But
and then
Bale and Skull, a man of his word, he tells her to let her go.
In all fairness, bravo to him, man of his word. Yeah. I'm all for that. And
you know, he reminds me of Kanduku. You know, he might be corrupted by the dark side, but he is a man of his word.
It's like it's like Hot Fuzz is doing it for the greater good. Oh god! And then
it's,
we get. There's just a little side note, but I did notice the evil witch lady referred to Bale and Skull. Said she were up on the ship, and she said send a ship down to retrieve Lord Balin or Lord Skull. Which I thought was quite interesting because he's not been referred to before that. Now is that like a Sith Lord or I don't know, something like that? Maybe I don't feel like he's a Sith.
No, he's not the main Sith anyway.
No, I don't feel like he's a Sith, but he does get referred to twice as Lord. Were it Lord Balin or Lord? I think it was Lord Balin.
We also missed the part where he puts the Apple of Eden back in. They complete the transmission.
Right, yeah, we complete the transfer. Obviously, you know.
They get the coordinates. You know, they've got the X, Y, and Z coordinates now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then what happens next? I'm just trying to think. And then
cuts back to Huyang on the ship, and he gets through to Hera and Phoenix Squadron, who are coincidentally just approaching the planet as the bad guys are leaving the planet. Oh, goodness.
You missed the part where he destroys it as well.
Oh, yeah. He destroys it in such a cool way. I don't know why it was so cool. Like, it was levitating, the Apple of Eden were, like, levitating. And then he just gets his lightsaber and he just goes, boom, like, points it down. And I thought, that's actually a very smart move.
It's the quip at the end. Now nobody will follow us.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
And then Sabine gets put in the handcuffs from Galaxy's Edge, sponsored by Disney. And then she gets dragged off, and Shin Hati is still not over losing to her, or even like stalemate. She's very much pushing her, bullying her around.
Well, to be honest, it's like 2-1 in it because she's already stabbed her once, and that fight were a draw because she was going to end up facing fucking both of them. So I think it's 2-1. I think it's 2-1.
I guess. And then they're heading back to the transport, like Lank said, and then Hera and the boys, big Carson, appear out of nowhere just in time.
Yeah, just in time. The what is it? What's Hera's ship with Ghost?
The Ghost.
Yeah, the Ghost is surrounded by X-wings that move into attack formation. As the bad guys, Galaxy Hyper Jump Link Circle thing gets ready to Galaxy Jump, Hyper Jump. I don't know at this point. Where do we go? Oh, okay. Mr. Lubicon's going full robotic here. You're back. So
I have risen from the dead.
Yeah, you've done a Sabine and a Reva. Basically, good guys come in as bad guys get ready to Galaxy Jump. I'm going to call it a Galaxy Jump now. It's not, it is what it is. You get a cool inside look of the hyperdrives like booting up, and the good guys sense power increase, and then the Galaxy Jump occurs, and it leaves like a sort of EMP behind, which takes out a couple of the good guys, a couple of Phoenix Squadron, and none of the
main characters.
None of the important ones. It's weird that. And then we almost went. We cut Tahara and child. What's the child called? Jason.
Jason.
We almost went a full episode without a reference. But then the fucking kid, Jason, had to turn around and go, I've got a bad feeling.
I got a bad feeling.
Fuck's sake, man. We nearly like one episode.
Do you know what I found interesting about that is they said obviously we're going to intercept and block them jumping. And like Morgan, the Space Witch, Night Sister, she's just like, but fuck it, we're going to go for it anyway. And
I thought that, though.
Fly through them.
I thought what happened...
Like, based on Disney, Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy logic,
God.
Purple Lady said, when you fly shit through other ship, it go boom. So why in this instance does ship not go boom? I don't understand Disney logic.
Because it's round, and it went round the outside. So the good guys went through the middle, because it's round like a ring.
But they're flying at like 10 million fucking
I know. But the thing is, why did good guys not think? Oh yeah, she might.
It destroys some of the shit.
Yeah, but it's like, why do they just not go? Oh, there's power increase there. Let's just move out of the way just to be safe.
Why didn't they shoot her? Why didn't they shoot the thing?
I don't fucking know.
Before it jumps, there's like a solid 10 minutes where it's saying it's gonna jump, and they're like, we're gonna intercept it. No, you don't intercept it. You shoot the fucker.
Yeah. Anyway,
at this point, they don't even know Sabine's on there at this point.
No, that is a good point. Yeah, Sabine has gone with the bad guys to obviously find Ezra, and nobody knows that they are there. Which leads me on to the next point. We cut back from the explosion of a couple of non-important characters and the ship going to Galaxy Jump. We cut back to the a ship back down on the planet with Huyang, who is trying to reach Sabine and Ahsoka, and for obvious reasons he can't reach Sabine. And then, as he says, "Come in, Ahsoka," boom. We cut to the monument. We go over the edge. Ahsoka's not there, and then, boom, like Lost, just like she wakes up. I'm gonna let you do this bit because I can't hold it in no longer. Can't hold it in.
So it shows you the waves, and then she wakes up and she's surrounded by. The best way I can describe it is that fluorescent plankton type of stuff. And you think, she's washed up on the beach.
Yeah.
You know. And then she stands up and she's on a walkway, and she looks around, and it turns out she's in the world between worlds from Rebels.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that actually the world between worlds? Because I thought that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's, if you don't know, Rebels essentially, Ezra and Ahsoka go to the world between worlds, and it's not like a time loop. It's basically an instance in another world where you can look back at certain points, but you can't bring people back from that point.
Yeah.
They can leave their point, but they have to go back to their point. So you can't time travel. You can.
Yeah, because in the show, they end up there, but Ahsoka chooses to stay, doesn't she? I believe, to learn more about it.
She can't leave.
Oh, she can't leave.
Basically Ezra goes back to save Kanan. Spoilers, by the way, for Rebels. But Kanan Jarrus dies, and he goes back to save... And he ends up in this place, and one of the things he does is try to save his parents, and he also tries to save Kanan. And he can't do that because they can't come with them, because they belong to another time, and you can't bring someone out because it just doesn't work. But anyway... She's stuck in this world between worlds, and we get the big reveal of the episode. Mr. Hayden Christensen makes his triumphant return, and we see Anakin. Yeah! We see him in his full Revenge of the Sith.
God!
What is it? What
Garments.
is it called?
Garments.
Yeah. Jedi robes.
Oh God! I literally screamed so loud. My girlfriend come downstairs, come to the next room, and said, "What are you screaming at?" And I was like, "This." She stands up, and it's like looking at her face, and you get like a mumble. And at this point, I was like, "Is it? Is it?" And then it pans to the side like it did with Shin Hati, and she sort of turns round. Oh!
It's when he says snip, and you're like, "It's Anakin." and then you see him, and you see like it scrolls up the tunic, and you see the Revenge of the Sith tunic, and then it's Anakin, and it's like the grand reveal. He's back. Hayden Christensen is back.
One quick side note. It's a monumental part, and I fucking love it so much because I love Hayden Christensen. If you've watched Obi-Wan, if not, spoilers. If you have watched it and you know the scene that I'm talking about, fuck me, the CGI in this bit is awful. Twice they've tried to de-age him, and it looks awful. Right, there's a movie called The Irishman where they de-aged Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro, and it looked real. Disney cannot de-age anyone because fucking Hayden. Let's not go there. It just the CGI were awful, and it almost ruined the moment. But I was so stoked. It was like when Hayden Christensen showed up in Obi-Wan, spoilers.
I could tell you were hyped, and I was hyped at the same because Hayden Christensen, like spoilers, is my favorite actor in Star Wars, like hands down. Yeah. Him and Ewan McGregor, but I think Hayden Christensen just topped it. Mm-hmm. But my first reaction when I saw him, I was like, "That's Michael Jackson." That was my reaction. That's Michael Jackson. That looks like Michael Jackson.
Oh god, I'm glad.
It looks like he's got this pancake makeup.
Yeah. From like, I think the eyes look good, but everything around the eyes that's face related, the hair looks good. Obviously, the garments. It's awful. It's like, I tell you what, Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker. That's exactly what it's like. It's that bad.
I thought that was better.
It's that bad.
I will say in Mando they didn't. Was it Mando? Yeah, in Mando they didn't de-age Hayden Christensen, so I don't know if they de-aged him here.
What do you mean in Mando? It wasn't in Mando.
Obi-Wan, sorry. In Obi-Wan they specifically said they didn't de-age him.
I think they did for that one scene, but they didn't do it a lot, and that's why it looked like he were a 40-year-old apprentice.
I don't know. I'm super hyped to see him back. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, it looks awful.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a horrible way.
Yeah. Because at first, I thought it was just going to be a bit of like a voice-guided assistance sort of thing. They were reaching out to Ahsoka like that, or maybe a Force ghost. But then when he actually showed up in legit person, I lost my shit. I hope the face is better for the next episode if it does stay around. But a little tidbit, I watched that bit back like 2 or 3 times. It pans up and he sort of does a smile, and as he starts to smile, you hear the like Darth Vader music in the background, ever so faintly, and I was just like, the third time I watched it back, I'm like, oh, interesting. But I don't think we're gonna fight. I think it's just gonna be a guidance sort of thing. I do not think we're gonna fight.
You might get a flashback to when Ahsoka and Vader fought in the Sith Temple, and she brought him back for a split second. Just for a split second, she brought him back.
Yeah, and that is how it ended. Credits roll. I'm left there like that.
Yeah, it was the grand reveal.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say best episode by far.
That is the best episode by a country mile. There was so much in it, and I'm not just like harping on the Star Wars lightsaber battles, but like there was whole like Huyang having a scrap and actually doing well. There was Shin Hati getting bested. But also, having a bit of a grudge against Sabine. Sabine handed the Apple of Eden over. We found out Bale and Skull were a lord. The actual bad guys left. Then
they jumped to another dimension. In the galaxy. And
then fucking to top it all off, Hayden Christensen's back, and I could not be happier. And I think you alluded to it in episode 3, like. One of the next couple of episodes was supposed to be a big one. I think that were like 35, 40 minutes long or something like that.
42 minutes.
42 minutes. I think you said episode 5, maybe even longer. Which
I think so.
Fucking
also
bring it.
Also, it's the first one that Dave Filoni's gonna do. I think he did the first one, like directed the first one. I think he's directing the 5th one as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the roundup of.
It's gonna be
4.
difficult to top it though.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what they actually do with Anakin, and which Anakin we get, because obviously it's a world within world between worlds. Is this the Anakin just before he turns, because he's got his black tunics? Is that the word?
Not black, it's dark brown. But yeah,
fuck off. It's dark brown and black. Come on.
It's not, because they don't allow.
Well, that's why you wore it. You were a rebel. Pun intended. But yeah, do we get the what sort of Anakin do we get? Do we get a one that's? Is it like his Force ghost? He's already died. Spoilers.
It's not his Force ghost, because he's not blue, is he?
Well, I know that, but is it like that sort of he's here to?
It's what he wore in Revenge of the Sith. So, and I assume it's before he turns, because as Obi-Wan said, he ceased to be Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. So, what is it? Return of Jedi. He actually had his like creamy Jedi robes back on as a Force ghost, didn't he? I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Well, I mean, in the original cut, it wasn't even him.
Yeah, I know that. We're glossing over that bit. But yeah.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts of the episode then?
It was best episode by far. Best episode. It was best episode before Hayden Christian turned it up. I mean, it went from like 10 to 1,000, and then 1,000 to 10 billion gigillion when Hayden turned up.
I think this just confirms though that just have Shin Hati and have her in a lightsaber fight, and you can't go wrong.
Yeah, you don't even just film Shin Hati walking around for half an hour with that resting bitch face, and I'm good. You can do that for 18 episodes, and I'm good.
It's the attitude though. She's like, she's untethered. She's like a loose cannon almost, if you know what I mean.
I have got some actual like non-sexual thoughts around her, which is very strange because she's very nice. It alludes to the like, are they Siths? Are they not Siths? She has actually got the apprentice braid. Is that the correct? Yeah, the Padawan braid. How long has she been a Padawan for? So on and so forth. I've got like how deep into a training is a good way to put it. But yeah, I've got some actual good questions or good thoughts around her. Yeah, that is the roundup.
I think it'll be very interesting to see where and how they fit Thrawn into this. Are they going to bring him back next episode and just front load the middle, or are they going to wait till the very end?
Yeah, for me, it'd be a last episod, last thing reveal.
Yeah, like the best movie ever, The Force Awakens, where you see Luke Skywalker.
Before it gets ruined. Let's just call.
And then Thrawn just throws the plans away, and he's like, "I'm not building in your empire."
I've got a wife. I've got a daughter. We're happy. We'll settle down.
Yeah.
I think it should. I think it should be, because then that's a real proper cliffhanger.
I do like the contrast of you've got Ahsoka and Baylor Skull as the masters.
Yeah.
And then you've got Shin Hati and Sabine.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out, but Sabine can duel with Shin Hati whilst also not wielding the Force correctly. Unless Shin Hati's not wielding the Force correctly, but she can Force choke, so...
Yeah, but she's got the Mando armor, doesn't she? That definitely helps her.
Yeah, but like it's like
she's already, like you said, she's already lost to her once.
Yeah, I know, but it's like when Finn stood up to Kylo Ren and everyone thought, "Oh, that's good," and I just literally wanted to tear my face off. But anyway, Anywho, any last thoughts, Lou?
Best episode. Jinhatti's God. Baylor's
Goddess
is such a good, just sinister but calculated character.
Rip.
Hera's, we're seeing more of Hera slowly, and I think I'm still not a big fan of Ahsoka in terms of her attitude. It was slightly less, like, she fought slightly this episode, but it's still that stoicism that you just don't associate with her. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what episode 5 is. It's got a lot to live up to, though. And I hope we don't just go back to filler like the last two.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is a roundup. We have gone very over time, as always.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah. It's going to be the same. We're going to film football straight after this, so that's going to be exactly the same. We're just going to go over time and talk. We've got the England squad to talk about, so hey ho. That is the roundup of Ahsoka episode 4. Name again, Lou? Fallen Jedi. The Fallen Jedi. Best episode by far, voted as by unanimously by Lubicon and Lankofski. #2013. That's episode 4. I don't really know what else to say. If you liked the video, please do consider liking and subscribing. Lou's link is in my description. My link is in his description. In my description as well should be the playlist for the rest of the Lew Lanks On, or maybe just the Ahsokas. That's down there below if you want to go catch up on the rest of the episodes. There's also a Mandalorian one from a couple of months ago. So if you want to go check that out, that's all down below. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time before we see you next. And on that bombshell, peace.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Die.